All right, everybody, welcome back. We are diving deep today.
Into system tests.
Yes. And whether or not they're worth it.
Big question.
Yeah, are they a waste of time? We're going to figure all of that out today.
Exactly.
Our guide for this is an article called System Tests Have Failed
Ooh, that's
by David Heinemeier Hansen.
catchy.
Yeah, and of course, he's the creator of Ruby on Rails,
Yeah.
Basecamp,
Yeah.
HEY.
He doesn't pull any punches in this article.
No, he does not.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting. I'm excited.
Me too.
Okay, so let's back up for just a second and kind of get everybody up to speed.
Yeah. What are system tests?
What are they? What's the appeal? Like, why would we even bother with these things?
Sure.
So system tests, on the surface seem pretty appealing because you're basically simulating how a real user interacts with your application.
Yeah, like a full end-to-end thing.
Yeah, and you're making sure everything works,
Yeah.
start to finish.
It should catch all the bugs, right?
Right. And it's a black box approach, meaning you're testing the whole system without needing to know all the little details of the code, which also seems kind of nice, right?
Yeah.
It's less affected by
Changes
right?
you make to the code.
So you don't have to go and rewrite all your tests every time you change something.
Exactly.
Supposedly.
Right. Exactly.
That's the truth.
Yeah, it's like testing if a car works without needing to know how the engine functions.
Right.
Right. Okay, so that's the appeal.
That's the idea.
That's the idea.
And system tests were really supposed to be like this higher level of confidence,
Yeah.
than like unit tests or integration tests. So you do your unit tests to make sure that your individual functions are doing what they're supposed to.
Right.
Integration tests to make sure that, modules are working together.
Yeah.
But then you have system tests to make sure that
The whole thing,
the whole dang thing.
from the user's perspective,
Exactly.
works. In theory, it should catch all the bugs that slip through the cracks of the other testing methods.
Okay, so that's the idea.
That's the idea.
That's what we want.
Beautiful in a perfect world.
Right.
It would be the ultimate safety net.
In a perfect world, but DHH is saying
Oh, yeah. He's saying
it's not a perfect world.
he's got some bad news for us.
He does.
What's he saying?
He's saying that they haven't really lived up to the hype.
Yeah.
And he actually uses the words slow, brittle, and prone to false negatives.
Ooh, false negatives, the worst.
The worst, right. So that's when a test is failing, but nothing is actually wrong.
Right.
You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're like, is it my code? Is it the test?
What broke?
I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly. And he actually, this is a quote from him. I've wasted far more time getting system tests to work reliably than I have seen dividends from bugs caught.
That's, yeah, you can feel the frustration coming through in that statement.
You can tell.
And he's been doing this for a long time.
He has.
Like, I believe him.
Yeah, he's not just a newbie complaining about it.
Right.
This is a seasoned
Exactly.
who's worked on very complex applications.
Right, exactly.
That scale.
And it makes sense, I think, when you consider how much
things have changed.
Yeah, how much web development has changed.
Well, yeah.
Right.
With all the JavaScript frameworks and like all the asynchronous stuff going on, like it's no wonder that these tests are just breaking all the time.
They're like so brittle, and it's just like, ugh.
So the question is, are they worth it?
Yeah, so if they're so problematic, should we just throw
in the towel?
Automated testing out the window completely. Yeah. Give up. Never test again.
Never.
I don't know. Well,
no, not never.
Not never.
I think the point is not to give up on testing altogether, but to really think about what is the goal of testing.
Right.
And the goal of automated testing, regardless of what kind of automated testing it is to get quick feedback on our changes, prevent regressions, and, feel confident that our system is working as intended.
Feel confident. That's a big one.
Right. And those goals are definitely valid.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we want those things.
We do want those things.
We want to have confidence in our systems.
Right.
We want to know that when we make a change, we're not breaking something else.
Yes.
But maybe system tests are not the best way to get there.
Yeah.
Or at least not in all cases.
Right.
And DHH does say there is a place for them.
Yeah, he doesn't completely write them off.
No.
He doesn't say...
He's not saying never do them.
Never.
Right.
Yeah, he says...
He thinks that they can be useful...
As what?
As a high-level...
Smoke test.
Smoke test.
Yes.
To catch those, like, super obvious.
Yeah, like, is the configuration totally broken? Right. Is anything working at all?
Yes, exactly.
Just that, can I even log in?
Yeah. And that's where he says that like the end-to-end perspective really shines.
Yeah.
Right. Because you can see how all the pieces fit together. Right.
Exactly.
And you might not get that with
lower level tests.
Yeah.
Lower level tests are good at like testing very specific things.
Right.
But maybe you forgot to configure your database.
Yeah, exactly.
And the system test will be like, I can't connect to the database.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Exactly. Exactly. And then he talks about how challenging it is to test UI logic.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with, all this complex JavaScript.
Yeah, because like when you click a button, it's not just like one thing happens. Like 10 things are happening.
Nice waterfall.
Yeah, and they're happening like asynchronously.
And they're all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you...
And they're all talking to each other.
Yeah. And how do you test that?
How do you know?
And he actually says, and this I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, what did he say?
The method that gives me the most confidence that my UI logic is good to go is not system tests, but human tests. Literally clicking around in a real browser by hand.
Oh, wow. So he's
advocating for manual testing.
He's saying, like, get a human to click around and, like, see if it works.
And see if it feels right.
Interesting.
Because he's saying...
Because, like, there's some things that...
Humans are still better at some things than computers.
And there's something like... Feel. You can't really automate feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's saying that he's actually drastically reducing his reliance on system tests at HEY and moving towards more manual testing.
More manual testing with skilled humans.
Yeah, skilled humans. Yeah, I mean, that's an interesting approach.
It is.
It definitely raises some questions about the future of automated UI testing.
Yeah.
Like, is this where we're headed?
Yeah.
Is everybody going to just start doing manual testing again?
And what are the implications?
Yeah, Matt. What does that mean if you're a tester?
Right. Yeah.
Well,
and he's at a small company.
Relatively small.
Comparatively.
Right. Right. I mean, they have some pretty big products, but...
Right. But not like,
Not Google scale.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, I mean, it makes you wonder...
Yeah, like, how does this scale?
Yeah, like, how does this work at a larger organization?
Right.
Would this even be possible?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it really does highlight the fact that human expertise is still incredibly valuable.
It is.
In software development.
Yeah, we're not going to be replaced by robots just yet.
Not yet.
At least not in this area.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so what does this all mean?
So what does this mean for all of you listening at home?
Yeah, if DHH is questioning...
Yeah, the creator of Rails.
The creator of Rails.
The guy who, like, basically wrote the book on how we build web applications.
Right.
He's questioning the value of system tests.
It's worth taking a step back.
Yeah, for sure.
And really critically assessing, like, your reliance on them.
Like, if he's doing it...
Are they actually giving you the benefits that you expected?
Are they giving you that warm, fuzzy feeling of confidence? Or are they just
creating more headaches than they're solving?
Exactly. Exactly. And,
there's no one right answer here?
No.
It depends.
It depends.
It depends on your project.
Right.
It depends on your team.
Right.
It depends on, like...
It depends how complex the UI is.
Yeah, like what kind of application you're building.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you're building a simple CRU'd app, maybe you don't need a ton of system tests.
Maybe not.
But if you're building like a complex financial application where like... one wrong calculation.
Yeah. Could cost millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Then maybe you want more system tests.
More system tests, maybe more manual testing.
More of everything.
More of everything.
More testing.
Yeah. Yeah. So just think about those trade-offs.
Yeah, think about the trade-off.
And think about, where can you rely on human testing?
Yeah, like where is that extra level of assurance worth the cost?
Worth the cost.
Of having a human do it.
Right.
It's all about finding the right balance.
The right balance.
For your needs.
For your needs, exactly. Exactly.
Exactly.
All right, well, that is our deep dive.
On system tests.
On system tests and whether or not they have failed us.
Have they failed us? I don't know.
The answer is, it depends.
It depends.
So we'll leave you with that.
There you go.
On that note, we will see you next time.
See ya.